Yo, what's up guys, it's NLW here, back again with another video. Today I have been challenged by Suplex Network to a fantasy Survivor Series. Just a quick rundown of the rules before we get into the swing of things. Both Suplex Network and myself got 20 picks each to form a roster in part 1, which was a fantasy draft. And if you haven't seen those vids yet, check those out first. The only rules were that all wrestlers we picked had to have wrestled in the last 10 years, and at least one of the 20 we chose must never have held a title in the WWE. A poll was then set up for you to vote on who has the better roster. Then we booked our own fantasy pay-per-views using those rosters, and once again, you guys voted on who had the better pay-per-view. Now it is time for the Decider Survivor Series. For our Fantasy Survivor Series, we are pitting our rosters head-to-head against each other. There will be 5 matches, and in this video I will argue why my pick for each match will beat SNA's pick. Suplex Network has his own video that you can check out where he will argue why his picks will win the matches. The link to his channel will be in the description. But what are the matches, I hear you ask? Well, the 5 matches are: 1. Our World Champions are going to go one-on-one. 2. Our Mid-Card Champions are going to go one-on-one. 3. There will be a Tag Team Wildcard match. 4. There will be a Wildcard Singles match. And finally, number 5, a 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. Team NLW versus Team SNA. The poll is in the description to vote on who you think will win each match. It's best 3 out of 5 and the winner takes the Survivor Series. So without further ado, let's run down the match card and I'll tell you why I think my guys are going to win. Let's start off with the first champion versus champion match of the evening. We've got SNA Intercontinental Champion Andrade going up against NLW's United States Champion Kevin Owens. If you saw SNA's video, his fantasy pay-per-view, Andrade won the title in a big-time ladder match, so Andrade will take risks. However, the reason I think Kevin Owens is going to win this one is he's going to outpower Andrade. Andrade is going to take unnecessary risks, as we saw in the ladder match on his channel. Kevin Owens as well, I believe, has more experience in this kind of matchup. Both men will try and do sneaky things to sneak out the win, but I think Kevin Owens is going to edge it over Andrade purely because I think he's got the power, I think he's well versed in a bunch of different styles, and I think when it comes down to it, Kevin Owens won't get cocky, he will get the job done, and I think he's going to beat Andrade. Next up, my wildcard one-on-one match. My pick was Goldberg, and he's going to go up against SNA's Bobby Lashley. Now, I have to say, I think Lashley is a strong choice to go up against Goldberg, but Goldberg, he's the freaking man, dude. He will spear you, he will jackhammer you, and I think this one could very well be over in under a minute. If Lashley makes one mistake, Goldberg is going to beat him, spear him, and win the match for NLW. Whether you like Goldberg or you don't, he's got a history of winning big-time matches. The only way I think Lashley could win is if the match went over, say, 10 minutes. Goldberg gets winded, Lashley catches him off guard, but I think Goldberg is going to win it within 3 minutes. Outpower Lashley, and it's nothing against Lashley, I just think Goldberg is the man, and he's winning this wildcard match. Next up, the Fantasy Tag Team match. I have chosen for my team a reunion of The Shield, Roman Reigns and Jon Moxley. They're taking on Jericho from SNA, Adam Cole, and Chris Jericho. Now, Jericho and Cole is a great dream team in my opinion. It's a solid pick for this tag match. However, the reason I believe that Roman and Jon will win is because whether they like each other or not, it really doesn't make a difference. In my fantasy pay-per-view, they had a Falls Count Anywhere match, and I have Roman Reigns' his new vicious heel persona. He'll do anything it takes to win. We've seen that on SmackDown as of late, and also Jon Moxley is the recent AEW champion. He's willing to get down and dirty as well to scrape out the win. I think Jericho and Cole are crafty in their own right, but I think the power of Roman and the wackiness of Ambrose, now known as Moxley, will be too much for them. And also, Roman and Moxley have tagged together before. Jericho and Cole only tagged together recently for SNA, so I think the chemistry on my team will beat out SNA's, and that's why I believe they'll win the tag match. Now we have the big guns, the World Champion versus World Champion match. Jeff Hardy with the Winged Eagle title from SNA, taking on Kenny Omega with the big gold World Heavyweight title for NLW. I was kind of annoyed that SNA took Jeff Hardy from me in the draft because he was one of my top picks. He would have been, at least, if SNA hadn't nabbed him off me. But I think Kenny Omega is a strong pick for my show as well. Omega beat John Cena to win that title, and he's got endurance. In Japan, he's had 60-minute plus matches consistently. I don't know how good the endurance is of Jeff Hardy. I think Jeff Hardy may take too many risks. Kenny Omega in this matchup, I think, will be more grounded. Those knee strikes will knock Jeff loopy, and although Jeff may be more willing to take risks, jumping off the top rope, and his pace may be more than Omega's. I think Omega is more calculated, more smart. I think if Kenny Omega digs down deep in himself, he'll do whatever it takes to win, and it's that aggression and intensity that I think Jeff Hardy may be lacking in this matchup. So for that reason, I'm picking my champion, the cleaner Kenny Omega, to beat Jeff Hardy with the one-winged angel, which, might I add, only one person has ever kicked out of. So if that one-winged angel hits, Jeff Hardy has no chance. And finally, we come on to the main event, the 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. Team SNA from Suplex Network versus Team NLW No Limits Wrestling. Let's just run down Suplex Network's team. You got a strong, solid choice with The Undertaker, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio. That's kind of a high-flying blend. Then you've got Edge, he's crafty, and CM Punk as well. Very well versed on the mic and also in the ring. Meanwhile, on my team, I've chosen the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. That's kind of self-explanatory. He is a beast. He will suplex you, drop you on your head, and he'll show no remorse. And speaking of no remorse, I also chose The Fiend. The Fiend is unstoppable. He's only been pinned a handful of times, and I think the psychological factor of The Fiend on my team will probably cause SNA's team some trouble. Then we got the big man himself, John Cena. Even if any of Team SNA wanted to attack John Cena, you just can't see him, so he'll be dipping and diving. He'll hit an AA or two, and Super Cena will really come into his own in this matchup. Then you got the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, a legend. He's gone toe-to-toe with almost all of the members of Team SNA, particularly The Undertaker. Their legendary battles. I think in more recent times, Michaels may have the edge over The Undertaker, and of course, who can forget Daniel Bryan, perhaps the underdog of my team, a good counter to Rey Mysterio, I feel. He won the world title at WrestleMania 30, he overcame the odds on that night. I think he can overcome the odds on this night and manage to escape elimination. But let's break it down further as to why I think I'll win this one. So, we got Lesnar. If he focuses on AJ Styles, Lesnar's beaten AJ before. Lesnar's going to destroy AJ. AJ will be done. Then we'll go with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. I think Daniel Bryan, perhaps the more technical wrestler, will make Punk tap out. Michaels and Edge, if they pair off, Edge will try and sneak a win, but Michaels is even more sneaky. He was doing it well before Edge's time. He'll hit the sweet chin music. Boom. Edge is gone. Rey Mysterio will put up a lot of fight against John Cena, but nobody beats Cena. Super Cena will win the day. And now The Undertaker, probably the one on SNA that I'm most frightened of, but I think The Fiend is a fantastic counter to that. The Fiend will choke out The Undertaker. The Undertaker won't know what hit him. The Fiend is unlike anything wrestling has seen before, and I think The Undertaker will pass out to The Fiend if they get locked in the ring together one-on-one. So for that reason, that is why I'm picking my team to win over Team SNA, and it may be cocky on my part to say, but I think I've got a clean sweep here. But it's obviously not up to me, it's up to you guys. If you go over to Suplex Network's channel now, he'll do a video similar to this where he explains why he thinks his team will win the Survivor Series. So go and watch that, listen to his points he's made, see if you agree with them or not, and then make a decision on who you think is going to win each of the matches. A poll has been set up in the description, the link is there. Click on that and then you can vote on who you think will win each match. Best 3 out of 5 wins the Survivor Series. But that's it for now. Don't forget to vote in the poll. Also, another big thank you to Suplex Network for this idea and the challenge. So subscribe to him. The link is in the description. And if you like the video, smash that like button. And if you're new from Suplex Network, go ahead and subscribe to No Limits Wrestling for weekly stop motion episodes and more, as we're trying to edge closer to 30,000 subs. And also make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Check out Suplex Network. Remember to vote in the poll. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.